Could this be the end of my quest to 5,000 trophies? Stay tuned to find out. Welcome, fellow fans of Clash of Clans, to a very special episode of Clash of Clans Attacks, episode 23 of the quest to 5,000 trophies. Is this the end? And now, while I will be showing an attack and a defensive replay at the end of this video, I'm going to spend some time answering some questions, and in the background while I do that, I am playing the typical gameplay screen for when I'm searching for villages to attack. And this is actually exactly 30 minutes of gameplay just sped up, so you will get to see what a typical half hour of my day playing Clash of Clans looks like while I answer these questions. Now, before I get into the actual questions, I just wanted to cover some confusion. I know people have been asking all along during the series, Galadon, when I look at you, you have more trophies than you have in the episode that I just watched on YouTube. And the reason being is that the episodes have been recorded ahead of time. And actually, this episode is scheduled to release on May 17th, I believe, but I'm recording it 2 weeks in advance. So right now, you guys have just gotten through seeing 2 weeks worth of episodes that were all recorded ahead of time because I had to prepare for this trip. I am going to Helsinki, Finland, meeting a bunch of fantastic YouTubers from around the world, and of course visiting Supercell headquarters as well. But what does this mean for the quest to 5,000 trophies? Well, unfortunately, it means that I'm not going to be able to play nearly as much as I have over the past month or so as I started this push. Now, that was one of the questions. When did I start pushing? It was actually back on March 27th, just over a month ago, that I started this push. I was around 3,600, and here I am right around 4,600. But the next 2 weeks, or should I say the past 2 weeks, will have been very difficult. I'm going to be very busy, so I would imagine that this is going to put a significant dent in my trophy count. I was hoping to come back from Finland around 4,400 or close to that. I'm not sure if that's going to be possible. So I was going to ask you guys, what do you think? Should I just give up at this point? Should I go back to pushing? I really don't know right now where I will be in 2 weeks and how much ground I will have lost. Also, of course, we have other players that are pushing ever closer to 5,000 trophies, and some of your questions revolved around that. They said, Galadon, do you think you'll be first to 5,000 trophies? The answer to that is a resounding no. Somebody else is definitely going to beat me there. Other people asked, Galadon, how long will it take you to get there? Will you ever get there? And honestly, when I started this series, I called it the Quest to 5,000 primarily because so many people had already said Quest to 4,000, and I figured let's see how far past 4,000 we can push. I really feel like 4,000 is the new 3,200. So I just thought I would go as far as I could possibly make it. I came very close to 4,700 before sliding back a little bit as I was preparing for this trip. Less time to play, more time out and about, and that cost me because I could not sit here and work on the computer and have Clash of Clans going on the side. And that was another question you guys asked. What do you do while you're searching for opponents? And because I spend so much time at the computer, whether it's working on videos, answering comments, or doing other work on the computer, I am able to just sit the iPad down next to me and let it run all of the time. And because I'm stuck in the clouds almost constantly, it actually makes it easier because say when I was around 4,000 or so, you're clicking next all the time, you're getting a lot of one trophy offers. Here it can be 10, 20, 30, 45 minutes. I've gone as long as an hour without seeing a single offer, so it just sits off to the side. And the great thing about it is you don't have to touch the screen to stay logged on, except for when it comes up with that message that says unable to find villages to attack. So I do pay a little bit of attention to it, but again, it just sits out in my peripheral vision. I can take care of other business in the meantime, and it works out pretty well. So some other questions you guys had asked, why don't you put your town hall outside? And I would suggest actually to people between about probably 3,800 and 4,000, maybe 4,100, putting your town hall outside is a great idea. And the theory behind it is that when you have your town hall outside, if a much higher level player sees you, he's going to hit your town hall, take you for probably just one trophy, and move on. Whereas if you had your town hall inside and you have a high level defenses around it, what's going to happen is that same player is likely to see you first when you get put in the matchmaking queue, and he's going to see you. You're going to be a one trophy offer, but your town hall's in the dead center. He is not going to waste his entire army and risk losing 38, 39 trophies just to win one. So he clicks next on you, and that happens a few times until somebody down near your trophy level finds you, and they decide to attack you because you're like a 27 trophy offer. So that works out really well for around, I'd say, 3,800 to 4,100 for me. That's what I did, and I don't think I ever lost more than 2 trophies, or maybe 3 once or twice. Now, above 4,200 or so, you have fewer and fewer players that have more trophies than you in the entire game. So it becomes much more likely that you're going to get hit by a player that has closer to the same number of trophies or even less. So it doesn't make sense to keep your town hall outside, especially right now where I probably have 300 or so people that have more trophies than I do. If I put my town hall outside, even if somebody with 4,700 trophies comes by, I'm going to be at least a 12 to 20 trophy offer. Another question was, why don't you just put all your storages outside and have people come farm you? Well, that might work closer to 3,200 because I know there are a lot of people that now farm in Champion League, which does work out pretty well. But above 4,000 trophies, I can tell you nobody is farming up there. Nobody cares about your loot. In fact, around 4,000 trophies or so, all of my storages were completely full because during that period of time of around 3,900 to 4,200 trophies, I was finding an awful lot of snipes. And I get the league bonus for Elixir Gold and Dark Elixir for every snipe, to the point that everything was completely full. All of my storages, you might have seen it, I think I posted a picture a while back that showed all of my storages were completely full. So there's no chance anybody's going to farm you, come for your storages. Another question was, why don't you revenge? And I can tell you right now, there is absolutely no chance of me finding anybody to revenge. If you look at my defense log and you click on revenge, it's every single time going to come up, player's online, player has a shield. And I think part of it is that a while back, Supercell changed the way the whole matchmaking queue works. And when you get put into the trophy pool to be attacked, you're actually in that attacking pool before you're put into the revenge pool. So I rarely even try at all. It's usually just a waste of time. So also a big thing that I do is I try to manage my shields. Now, of course, when you get attacked, you get a 12-hour shield. So a big part of pushing this high is always making sure you're online before your shield expires. And so sometimes it actually involves planning out my entire day. Occasionally, if I say get a shield right before dinner time in the evening, it's 5 or 6 o'clock, I realize that I'm going to have to set my alarm and get up at 5 or 6 a.m. and start attacking again, or at least spinning again, so that I don't let the shield run out and get attacked again. And that way I can have the entire night off, and sometimes I'll actually plan my days out like that. But it does get tiresome and annoying after a while, so that's one of the reasons I don't plan on pushing forever. But I will listen to the comments, see what you guys say. Do I need to resume the push after I get back from Finland? We will see. So some other questions we had. What's the worst thing that happened to you while you're spinning? There was one night that I made the mistake, and don't do this. I brought the iPad to bed. It was very late at night. I was falling asleep, and it was taking me a while to find offers. And of course, as I'm falling asleep, an offer pops up on the screen, +1, -39, and somehow I accidentally hit the side of the screen. I deploy one troop, and I'm sleeping, and I wake up, and there's like 20 seconds left of the attack. I'm at 0% damage. I realize I have no chance. I panicked, tried to drop troops, didn't happen, ended up walking away, losing 39 trophies. But that is about the worst thing that had happened while I was spinning. Also, there was one time when I went back out right after an attack, and got a pretty big offer for my range. I think it was about a 15 trophy offer. Right before I went to deploy the troops, I realized I did not have my queen with me. Very happily remembered before I started attacking, and so I did have to walk away from a 15 trophy offer, but it certainly would have been a loss, I think, had I tried to attack. Just a couple of other questions to wrap up the Q&A. People asked if I thought there should be another league. I absolutely think there should be. I've made the suggestion to Supercell before. I probably will again while I'm there. I think that Champion League should be Champion 3-2-1, just like the other leagues. Champion 3, 32 to 3,400, Champion 2, 34 to 36, Champion 1, 36 to 38, and then maybe Legendary League or something like that, 38 to 4,000. There could be three different divisions of that as well, 38 to 4,000, 4,000 to 4,200, 4,200 to 4,400. And I think that would cover more of the players that are up there in that range now. And the last question's, what do you think about the air sweeper and has it affected your attacks? Well, I'm using ground troops, so it has not affected my attacks, but some of the other players in Lost Phoenix who have been pushing with air troops like Lavalunion have reported it just changes the direction from which they have to attack the base. So hopefully it was just a minor balancing, because I do feel like the most overpowering attack was the Lava Hound based attacks. So maybe it's brought that down just a hair, but I think it is still too early to tell. I think it'll be the coming days, weeks, and months where we can really see if the air sweeper has balanced things out effectively. So there you have it, you guys. That is 30 minutes of gameplay while I just rambled on and on and on. I hope I didn't put you to sleep, but thank you guys so much for all of the kind support, all the cool questions. I do appreciate that. It does make it more interesting. And so I will follow your advice when I get back from Finland, what you guys think should be done next. So like I promised at the beginning of the episode, we're going to take a look at a quick attack and defensive replay. Although it might not be what you expect, this definitely looked like a trapped town hall to me, even the gravestones there. So I dropped just one archer to make sure the coast was clear, and sure enough, the defender had maybe moved the Teslas away from those little forks in the base, grabbed the town hall, walked away for that one quick trophy. Does not happen very often up here anymore, but I'll definitely take it whenever I see it. And now we've got a defense, and now I've been switching up my base between 3 different designs. This is the Nemesis Base. You can see the air sweeper in effect, pushing that Lava Hound back. Again, not making a big difference really, because you can see the attacker has come from the side. So the sweeper sweeping away really mostly just the Lava Hound. Even these balloons here have pretty much been wiped out before the sweeper takes effect. But that's because my Archer Queen was there, the Wizard Tower, the Archer Tower, and that worked out pretty well. And very quickly, this attacker is in big trouble. A massive number of archers came out of my clan castle. They take out a bunch of balloons. They take out that dragon as well. And 29% damage. He's got maxed out heroes, and he's going to have to figure out how to deal with this giant pack of archers with only a handful of units other than his heroes. Now, he did have 8 minions, so I'm thinking maybe he was just going to surround the archers with minions and see how that worked out, but they would definitely outnumber the minions. So he took a long time, Ozono from UN Arab, deciding what exactly he wanted to do. And of course, it would be a sinking feeling to be in his position. With 29% damage, you are a long way away from getting 1 star for 50%. The town hall there's not a clear path to the town hall, and so he drops some wall breakers at the bottom. So there it looks like he's going to drop the heroes in at the bottom, but then he drops the heroes in over here to the right on top of those archers. And so it was a tough call one way or the other. I don't know if this was the right call, but I think that either way he was in big trouble, because both Inferno Towers and 2 Expos were still up, as well as my defending Archer Queen. Sure enough, the heroes get through the wall and they split up. King goes left, Queen goes right, and my Archer Queen should come out and meet her. And there we go, shoot her in the face, shoot her in the face. And she does do a lot of damage before she goes down. Skeleton traps helping out, and the Queen is working on that, but it does not look like she's going to get to the town hall. It is close, but not quite. She falls. And he only has 2 archers remaining, 41% damage. Absolutely no chance. But I do get a shield for this and an extremely rare defensive win, around 4,600, 18 extra trophies. So that was a pleasant surprise, just like all of the support and the kind comments from you guys about this series. Thank you so much for being with me on this quest towards 5,000. 23 episodes. Should there be a 24th, let me know in the comments. I will see you guys again tomorrow, and I will be bringing more full attacks.
Galadon, don't give up, man. Don't give up.